Welcome back to the MojoGrip myplane showcase. Today we're checking out the MOAC from Legend Aircraft. Still looking for a STOL airplane? You just sit tight and we'll see just what this beast can do. Be sure to give this video a like so more people can know about it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Hello everyone, this is Darren Hart at American Legend Aircraft Company, and we're going to talk about Oshkosh. We can't be at Oshkosh this year. First time in 15 years we've been going, and this is the first year that we were not going to attend Oshkosh because of the COVID-19. But what we are going to do is we're going to have fun today. We're going to talk about MOAC and show some features about MOAC. And if everybody don't know what MOAC stands for, it's for Mother of All Cubs. So anyway, let's start out this very front right here. This is a 8640 Cato prop that's behind a Titan IO 370 engine right here. So we're going to open this up and show off this little engine right here. Hey, there's our compression checks right there. So when we did the annual inspection, looked like we have 78 and 79 on this side. So we'll just go ahead and pull those little stickers off because we already have the annual inspection. This airplane actually flew 200 hours in 1 year. Okay, as we go back about MOAC, we're going to talk about the landing gear suspension. This is a monster shock system that we have on the aircraft, and on our landing gear, it's a 3x3 landing gear, which is basically moving the axle 3 inches forward, and we moved it 3 inches down. And the reason we do that is because we want to move that center of mass where when we apply the brakes, we don't want to go up on its nose. Is the reason why we do that. We have the Behringer 10-inch wheels and brakes, and the Desser 31-inch tall tires. The other thing we did about MOAC is we did a lot of changes to improve the slow flight characteristics of the aircraft. We added the leading edge slats, and these are the pivoting slats that come up as you get slower, and they'll just rotate, and what they do is they direct the airflow over on top of the wing. MOAC signature is, of course, these gun cases. We do not have guns in them right now, but it is an option if you're going to go in the back country. You can carry your guns with you and everything else. The other great aspect of MOAC is that on a Cub, we're one of the only companies that have 2 doors. So you can actually open and close the doors in flight. We don't have any restrictions on airspeed. And the other big thing we have on MOAC is we have 3 seats. As you zoom in there, you'll see a front pilot seat, we got a center seat, and then we got an aft seat in the baggage compartment. Really a cool little option that we have. At MOAC, what we did is that we wanted to have the aircraft where it's as versatile of an aircraft that, as a Cub. So we wanted to present this airplane over to the military application market. And so one of the big things that we did is that we created a hatch. So that if you wanted to do a medevac operation, you can actually put a litter in there and do a medevac procedure and stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk back here, and we have these little quarter turn fasteners. And voila, now you see a nice hatch. And as you can see, if we have a litter, we can put that litter in through this hatch and go all the way up towards the back of the front seat right there and load up a litter that way. It's also great for hauling things. We can put about 40 pounds of baggage in this very back area. In the main baggage compartment, we could put about 200 pounds of weight in the main baggage area. The other thing we did with MOAC is that we have these drop down side windows. So on both sides, these things will actually rotate, and they'll drop down so you can reach down there and put items in your baggage compartment. The MOAC comes out, we extended the fuel capacity. We actually have 36 gallons of usable fuel, 38 gallons total in the aircraft. And on MOAC, we kept the panel pretty basic. We have a Garmin 796 GPS, a JPI engine management system, and a Garmin G5 for our instrumentation and stuff. Okay, well, we're at Legend Aircraft, and we've been talking about MOAC, but we're going to talk a little bit about how the airplane flies. So we got our ambassador, John Wisdom, has been flying our airplane. He actually flew in the Lone Star competition, won 2nd place. So John, why don't you tell them how the airplane flies and with the slats and
I sure will. John Wisdom, I'm chief flight instructor. I'm actually the chief fun guy, so I just do all the fun stuff. Darren makes it happen, and he's done a really good job. This plane flew 200 hours. I think I shocked him how many hours I put on it. I have flown this thing almost everywhere and loaded it with almost everything too. So I took it to a little grass strip fly-in, loaded it up, put my wife in the back seat, pulled the third seat out, put 2 bicycles in here, a tent, 2 folding chairs, a Yeti cooler, everything we needed for the weekend. And guess what? It was actually still in CG. Just put the heavy stuff back to about here and all the bulky stuff come on back. Airplane performed very well. Took it up there and did demo flights with that and didn't have any issues landing with a crosswind on that grass strip, even with the weight back in here. So you do have, I know some people are going to look at this and say, well, that's totally unusable. It's not. It's actually usable. Just like I said, get your bikes and everything heavy up in here, your coolers up in here, and put your tents, your chairs, and sleeping bags, all of that back through here. Don't forget your fly rods. They go right here, and you can zip tie them right up here for you. As far as the third seat, yes, we've had 3 grown adults, 3 grown men in here, and everybody wants to fly, right? So we even had the 200-pound guy in the back because everybody wanted their chance to control. So we have had 3 grown men in this airplane and flown it in crosswind, grass, pavement, everything. That's another thing. We know this will do good on grass. I know it'll do well on pavement as well, so you're not going to have any trouble there. The weight in the back is very easy to adjust. If we're going to do STOL operations, we do want some weight towards the back. A lot of guys are strapping weight to the tail wheel. We don't have to do that. We can just strap some weight back here if we need to do off-airport operations and keep the nose in the right place, which is up off the ground, right? When we're flying MOAC, we flew it for quite a while, about 150 hours without the slats on it, and it will fly, it will climb power on with 0 airspeed. It stalls power off with 0 airspeed. Very tame, just kind of a flutter stall, falling leaf stall. Starts to get a little tail buffet, and then it'll just drop. As soon as the angle of attack drops, you start climbing again. So it's very predictable. We put the slats on, and I was surprised. It's a real safety factor. So we don't have a lot of drag on the slats, but we do get a lot of safety factor. When the airplane stalls, it stalls predictably and nose down. Just the nose drops a little, you start to fly, but you can hang it on the nose. Power on, you can hang it on the nose, power off. The tail will stall first. The airplane will flatten out. You'll just touch down on the mains and roll out. Where I like it for students and training new owners, we can do a tail wheel transition for you, a new airplane. You don't have to be a tail wheel pilot to buy a Legend Cub. Come on up here, build your airplane. While you're building it, I'll get your training done. You can leave in the airplane. FAA also allows us now for an accompaniment pilot on the first phase, so I can join you for that too. So you can do your first flight in your Cub, even if you've never flown a Legend Cub before. Let's talk about that safety factor if we come around to these slats. So as you'll see, the slats have dual operation, inboard, outboard. With that, they open as you need them. And so if you get too slow and you get a gust of wind, and you could go into a wing drop and hit wing down, tail slipping around on you, the perfect ground loop. We've all encountered it. Some of us have done it, right? These will help with that. These will close open as you need them. You can maintain wings level and control that gust of wind. It's amazing how safe they make the airplane. So I'm recommending these to new owners, especially if you are. These aren't for advanced, they're for everybody. So if you're a new tail wheel pilot, I'd say go ahead and get slats as well. It's just going to make the airplane safer. Yes, I've put a gun in here and carried it around. Thankfully, I didn't need it. It's the new Texas, right? So we haven't needed them lately. Your wife can carry wine in this. Tie down ropes work great. So put anything we want in these. Love these tires. If you're going to be off field a lot. Bush wheels are great, but if you're on pavement like we are about half the time, these Aero Classics do a great job. They really do. Love the engine. Let's talk about that engine for a little bit. The IO 370, of course, a stroked 360, but it's got fuel injection on the experimental model. What does that mean for a guy that has most of my hours in a Bonanza and a Baron? I love Lena Peak. 40 gallons of gas on board here. Can run this thing, if you're rich a peak, you're 13 gallons an hour. Can run it back, lose about 4 knots, and get 8 gallons an hour. If you want to go up high, a little tailwind, I know it sounds crazy in a Cub, but if you're doing a delivery or doing a long cross country, get up to 6,000 feet, you're going to burn about 6.8, 7 gallons an hour, Lena Peak, doing 95 knots. And that's amazing. So we just gave you even longer extended range tanks if you want to use the fuel injection, and that's straight out of the factory. That's no gammy injectors, that's factory Titan injectors on that. So I think it gives the airplane a lot of capability. It's almost like having a turbocharged engine without a turbocharger. We have the extra horsepower for takeoff, then we can lean it back, and we're the same fuel burn as a 200 horsepower 0200 in cruise. I think that's amazing. These shocks right here, Shock Monsters from TK. He's got a Legend Cub as well. These really smooth out your landings. They'll make you look good. I always say I start you in a AL3, a J3 variant with the standard spring gear and some smaller tires, no flaps. And if you can fly that, you can fly one of these. That landing gear absorbs everything, and the flaps get you nice and stable, and the slats keep you wings level. It's pretty amazing. I'm amazed how quickly I can tailwheel train somebody in this to start wearing these airplanes. They fly that well. Comfort wise, spend a lot of hours in this airplane. 3 inches wider makes a big difference. More leg room, easier to get in and out of. The doors, put them wherever you want them. In flight, and I sit in that back seat all the time. It's like riding a motorcycle. You can fly these things from the front seat, from the back seat. I spend most of my time sitting back there in the back seat just smiling, enjoying the day. You got full view. Everybody says forward visibility. In the back seat, I don't need forward visibility. I've got both doors open. I can see both wheels on the runway. So just lay inside of the eye. You can fly your airplane front or back. When you're trying to sit different passengers in here, if you've got your friends want to take them flying, you just jump in the back seat, remove these covers. These seats have bungee cords underneath them. So if you've got a tall guy, I've had a 6'8" student in the front seat of one of these. All I did was pull these pads off. He fit perfect. He says the first non-movable seat tailwheel airplane he's ever been able to fit into. And we didn't have to change the seat at all and take the pads off. Flaps nice and easy to get to. You really want to make this thing fly, start out with 1 notch, so 20 degrees of flaps. As soon as you've got 18 knots or 15 miles an hour on the airspeed indicator, jerk to full flaps and it'll come off the ground and you're airborne. Takes off really well tail low. I like to take off, lift the tail up and pull it straight away. Got good visibility. Braking is very nice. I'm of course a heel brake guy if you want to get a shot in there. We can do toe brakes or heel brakes. These are heel brakes here.
Okay.
Yeah, these are heel brakes here. Behringer heel brakes. I like those for training because I can tell my students to stay off the brakes, and that way, it's one thing I can't undo as an instructor is if you put too much brake in. Heel brakes, I can control those a little more. But if you like toe brakes, we can do that for you as well. Skylights are nice. You can put them. We've got the main skylight here. We can even do the L3 skylights as well, or L4, I'm sorry, skylights as well if you like those. There's so many mods. It's your Legend. You can build it the way you want it. So let us know how you want your Legend. I'll help you fly it well. It's gonna be my pleasure. Come on out and build one.
You know, the way we're going to get a hold of us, and you know, we're available. The best way is to look at our website, check us over. Legend.aero is our website. Our phone number is 903-885-7000. You can always talk to the ladies up there. They're very friendly and be happy to help you and direct you the right direction. And thank you. We just enjoy showing off our airplane and having fun. And John, what do you say? Let's just go fly.
I like it. Let's do it.
All right.
Riverbeds, right?
Riverbeds.
All right, let's go.
River.
If you're interested in this airplane or any airplane featured on this channel, shoot us an email at myplane@mojogrip.net.